Welcome back, everybody. We continue to report to you on how to protect your family's health. Remember, yesterday we told you about this new study from the American Heart Association showing that the sleep supplement melatonin, millions of people use this for their sleep, but it may in fact put the heart at risk. Just as a reminder, melatonin is a hormone naturally produced in the body in the pineal gland, and it helps regulate the body's sleep cycle, sleep-wake cycle. Now, the supplements are widely available over the counter in many countries, including ours. Scientists focused on records from 130,000 adults, and they grouped people who had used melatonin long-term, we're talking a year or more, and people who'd never used it. Now, they found that melatonin use for a year or more, look at these numbers, it was associated with a 90% higher chance of heart failure, nearly 3.5 times higher hospitalization rates for heart failure, nearly 2 times higher risk of death from any cause over 5 years. Scientists say this does not prove cause and effect, but it certainly does warrant the need for more research. So when I talked about this in the newsroom, people gasped because on this shift, a lot of people use melatonin. We got answers. Kim Sprott is here from Ohio Health, and she's also connected with the American Heart Association. We're going to point that out. So this morning, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us.
Yes, good morning.
What do we need to know? Because I have to be candid, friend. There were gasps. I'm surprised there's not a line of people waiting to talk to you.
Right. Well, the research in the abstract, yes, it is startling. But as you pointed out, it was a group of individuals that chronically used melatonin and then just found out that they had heart failure. So, and again, as you said, melatonin is widely used by many of us. And with patients with heart failure, it is actually one of the only recommended sleep agents.
Okay.
So that is my patient population that I care for, is heart failure at Riverside. And many other over-the-counter agents you do not want the patients to take, and any prescription sleep agents are not recommended either. So since our body makes melatonin, we often recommend it for sleep for patients who already have heart failure and diagnosed with that. That being said, any sleep agent should only be used for a short-term period of time. So the fact that these patients were on it chronically is an indicator of maybe some issues and concerns. But again, we recommend it. And again, it's over the counter, so it's not regulated, but because our body produces it, we feel that it's safe for our patients to take for short term.
Okay, so let me just jump in.
Yes.
People who use it and they don't have heart failure, they might be in a 20, 30-something crowd,
Yes.
and they work a crazy shift, for lack of a better way to describe it.
Right.
Should we be using that every day, or?
No, again, I don't think it should be used every day, but that being said, you have to ask yourself, if patients have insomnia, is it truly just based on their schedule, right, our 20, 30-year-olds, or are we talking about older, as we age, are we missing something else, right? Insomnia itself is a concern, but what is the driver of the insomnia? Is it undiagnosed high blood pressure? Is it undiagnosed diabetes? So there's multiple risk factors that affect our wake and sleep cycle that may be medically needed attention. Obesity, poor diet. Many factors affect our sleep. So the fact that this study discussed the connection, again, you spoke to the fact there was no cause and effect. So I think that's the important piece, that melatonin was not found to cause heart failure. I think what we need to take away from this currently is obviously more research needs done, but we need to take away the fact that there are multiple factors that affect our sleep hygiene, and we need to get patients to focus on that, or providers to focus on that. If you have a 20 or 30-year-old coming in that says, I can't sleep, I need some help, well, maybe they have high blood pressure. Just because they're 20 or 30 doesn't mean they don't have high blood pressure, or they're not a diabetic and it's not been found. So you have to dig deeper, and especially as we age, undiagnosed sleep apnea. You could be 20 and have sleep apnea. So there's multiple factors that need to be addressed to truly make sure you're not missing a diagnosis that is affecting the sleep cycle versus just saying the patient has insomnia.
So bottom line, it sounds like this is something, if you're taking it or if you're thinking about it, you really need to talk to your provider first.
You do, you do. Just because it's over the counter, I think people think it's safe, but again, our over-the-counter supplements aren't regulated by the FDA. So I do think it's important to make sure your providers know. And any other symptoms that you might be having, right? Alcohol affects sleep, anything like that, you need to make sure your providers know that what potentially is causing your sleep disruption.
Don't worry about being judged. Just be honest with them, so
Exactly.
that they can be honest with you and help you.
Exactly.
I'm so glad that you came in here. You have just settled so many hearts around here. Thank you so much,
You're
Kim.
welcome.
All right.